wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Very good morning, Dr. Nuradli from University Sains Islam Malaysia. Selamat pagi, Cik.
Good morning, very good morning. Selamat pagi. Apa khabar?
Yeah, so today we're gonna have the guest lecture from Dr. Nur Adli about building a business model that have a social impact. And I hope all the students who are attending in this session, will participate actively, during the session. So before you maybe ask the question, Dr. Nur Adli will deliver his speech about the social business model. Then we could have the Q&A session. For those of you who are not really confident talking in English, you can talk in Bahasa as well.
Sure.
Okay, so let us start this session with Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Okay, so very good morning, everybody. So today's talk, we're gonna have a session about building a business model with social impact. And here, Dr. Nur Adli, our distinguished speaker, from University Sains Islam Malaysia. Thank you, Dr. Nur Adli, for attending this event.
Thank you, Pak Miftah. Actually, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. Because this is actually our regular program, reciprocal teaching program, that actually will be conducted in every semester. Hopefully we can sustain this in the future. So before we start, I need to check the attendance first by actually knowing your participation. Please, I would like to share my screen first. So please join in this session by accessing menti.com and just enter this code 4803097 and try to answer the question. Before we start, to know your insight, your opinion about why should business have social impact. So please, maybe in 5 minutes, before we start the session. While you're trying to answer this question in menti.com, I'd like to introduce some of the backgrounds of Dr. Nur Adli. I got this CV from LinkedIn, Dr. Nur Adli. Hope it actually the updated one. So let me open this first. While you're answering the question in menti.com. I think I need to copy paste the code first so you guys can answer the question. Just access menti.com and then enter this code. 480309 and 7. All right. So let me share it for you first. Dr. Nur Adli Rizwan Shah bin Muhammad Dali. He is actually the associate professor at University Sains Islam Malaysia. And he also has many experience as academician, academia person, academic person, for 4 years in University Sains Islam Malaysia, and also he is a director in Islamic Finance and Wealth Management Institute in the same institution, University Sains Islam Malaysia. He also had an experience as internal auditor in Affin Bank Berhad. Berhad, it's like a PT in our in Indonesia, perseroan terbatas, and his education background, he got the PhD from the Cardiff University, majoring in business and management, also marketing and related support service in 2009 and 2012. And also he got the postgraduate diploma in social science research method, focusing in finance and general in the same period. He also got the Master of Economics from UKM, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, in 2004 till 2008. Also MBA from UITM, University Technology Mara, 1999 till 2001. Also, he got his bachelor degree in the University of Tulsa, in the US, majoring in finance, in 2006 and 2007. So this is actually some of the background of Dr. Noradli. And let me know your participation in Menti.com about the social impact in business. Still only have one. Where are you guys? You have to access this and then try to answer the question. You can also answer this in Bahasa. One of the answer is to increase its value. Any other answer? Who answered this?
Voting is closed, so maybe another student cannot participate.
Oh yeah, the voting is closed?
See, yes.
Voting is closed.
Why isn't it? Okay. Why is that happening? Okay, the voting is closed. Can you guys re-access this and then try to enter this code? It's closed.
It's closed.
Still closed.
Yeah, Mamita, we cannot submit it.
Okay. Let me call the one who answered this to increase its value. Who answered this? Please.
I did, sir.
Oh, you. Okay, Abdurrahman. So, do you have any more words about this?
No, honestly, that's pretty much the gist of it.
To increase its value. So, can you elaborate more about this?
I mean, I guess when a business have a social impact, that means that the business is impactful to the society around it, right? Therefore, increasing the value that it has towards the people around it, or especially towards its customers. That's why I think it's important for business to have a social impact.
Got it. Do you have any experience regarding that?
No, I do not. Well, at least not personally. I just observe, sir.
Okay. What did you observe? I mean, like in your environment, maybe.
There would be one where it's like there would be one. I don't know if it's still like functioning right now, but there would be one where, like, I don't know if it's the business still running, but there would be one where they would be apa namanya, giving out free food depending on whether they are apa ya bahasanya ya.
Mhm.
They would give out like a small discount to people that would actually care for the environment. I forgot what the name is.
Okay, so instead of beside of his activity in gaining the profit, he also they also give the social impact to the society like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you, Abdurrahman Al Rashid. Maybe we can talk more after this. Yeah. So without further ado, let me give this main session to Dr. Nur Adli Rizwan Shah Muhammad Dali. Please, sir, the time is yours.
So thank you, Pak Miftah. So basically, Alhamdulillah, okay. All right, so I have the opportunity to be able to speak in front of you all, even though we are using what I call it the online platform, but I would like to be there personally, right? So the topic that I'm given here is actually about social business model canvas, SBMC. However, I will be talking a little bit about the current issues right now in terms of the economy, right? And then afterward, then I will be talking about the BMC first, then only for the SBMC. All right, so I'd like to actually share my screen, right? Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Very clear.
Yeah, so before we start, can we begin with the recitation of Kitab Al-Fatihah? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين
مالك يوم الدين إياك
نعبد وإياك نستعين
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين
غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Okay, all right, Alhamdulillah. So we have this, we call it about 2 hours for me to deliver on the topic. So before I start, I would like to share with the latest news on the our economy, which is the Malaysian economy. So it's just been released yesterday. So it's regarding about our GDP. So if you look at the global economy, basically it's actually growing at a very slow pace, right? This is also including the advanced economy, okay, the emerging economy. And if you look at the data here, so there are, for example, if you look, US is 1.8%, okay, the GDP is only growing at 1.8%. And then Singapore and all the others are not really, I would call it, growing at a fast as normal. So we are growing at a very slow rate. But interestingly, I would like to share, okay, Malaysian economy in the third quarter of 2022, we have recorded a very strong growth, which is 14.2%. With 14.2% as compared to 8.9% in the previous quarter. And previously also in the first quarter, we grew at 5%. So this is really a very good, what I call it, signal for the Malaysian economy, and hoping that Indonesian economy also growing at the same pace, because we don't want to be growing at a very slow rate, and at the same time our inflation, for example, is growing at a very fast rate. So it's actually signaling if inflation and also the economic growth are slow and inflation is very high, it can be a recession or stagflation in the future. But at the moment, Malaysia is quite okay in terms of its economic growth, expansion in activity across all economic sectors. So basically, services, manufacturing, agriculture, mining, and construction all has increased dramatically as compared to the previous quarter. Okay. All right, and then so we also have a higher current account surplus and continued FDI foreign direct investment inflows, which is a good sign. and also looking at the commodity prices. So we also depend on commodity. And as we know that commodity prices has been increasing since COVID-19, which is one thing is good also for the country, but also is actually driving the prices of what you call it our necessity goods, right? So looking at the inflation rate, we are about 4.5%. Okay, 4.5%. This is quite high. I think this is the peak. Okay, the peak of inflation. So basically, this inflation rate is also we call it can be seen not only in our country but also in other countries. For example, in Indonesia and also in other countries such as the we call it the advanced countries and also the emerging countries. So at the 4.5% is quite high for us. We see the increase of prices. Okay, for example, the increase of food and so on. But 4.5 is quite relatively we call it lower as compared to the other countries in our neighboring countries and also the developed countries. All right, so so that's only that I'm going to call it to share with you about the Malaysian economy. Why is it important for us to look at the economy as overall? Because this actually can become a platform for us to see the opportunities, okay, the strengths and weaknesses, okay, of where do we, for example, a business can actually focus into, and then also to survive in the, what I call it, the challenging world. So for the topic today that I'm going to discuss is about business model canvas. So business model canvas is actually, you are putting your idea of doing a business, okay, in a canvas, in a simple canvas, so that you will have a very clear and concise direction of how you are going to conduct the business, right? So the learning outcomes, okay, the learning outcome for today is only to develop generic analytical skills, which is identifying, the analyzing and capturing of opportunities. But for SWOT, we will be conducting in other session, which is next week. But for today, we'll be only looking at business model canvas and the social business model canvas in analyzing and developing new business model and also strategies. Okay, now business model canvas was Alexander Osterwalder based on his effort in business model ontology. So the features is actually focused on the factors that move the organization. So what actually moved the organization from startups to become a developed business, or what I call it a very performing business. So basically it's actually is a planned form of view. So it's actually flexible, okay? You can actually change the plan, okay, as accordingly and according to your capability and also affordability. So obviously, from the perspective of generating new ideas, okay, it is easy to convince the other party. So basically, if you want to develop a business, you need to convince several parties, such as banks, such as partners, okay, shareholders, okay. This is actually one way of how you want to actually deliver your ideas to the other parties so that they can be interested to invest in your business, okay. All right, the business model canvas introduced by Osterwalder in 2008, so it's already quite a long time, okay? So it's actually a method of analyzing, designing, and strategizing, and testing a business model based on 9 business areas. So basically the BMC, there are 9 business areas that we have to focus into, and the strategies are put up on the board, so a canvas, so that the entire model can be seen all at once. So this will allow the entrepreneur to understand each of the strategies and relate easily to the other strategies on display. So just imagine you have a canvas and everything, all the strategies are all laid out on that particular canvas. And you can actually see from your planning of getting your customers until your cost, and also how do you want to get income for your business. Now, this is actually a normal business, we call it operation. Now, when we want to talk about social business, so social business is a bit different, okay, as the normal business, which is with the aim of profit maximization, right? So if you look at into the nature of a social business, you can actually imagine, okay, for example, like the non-governmental organization, non-profitable organization, which actually do business, okay, but their main objective is not to make profit, okay. Their main objective is to actually to assist, okay, to ensure the socio-economic, for example, socio-economic activities of that particular communities increase, okay, as mentioned by Mr. Rahman just now, is actually increase in values and so on, right? So the main objective is not to make money, but to actually help the community and maybe to help the a certain segment of people, okay, in actually having a better life, a better economic condition, and so on, right? So this is actually what we are going to go into in the second part of this lecture. So business model canvas, okay, is a canvas or a chart, okay, a chart which includes at least 9 areas or elements in a business model. Now, the normal business model canvas have 9, right? But with a social business, we have more than 9 areas that we have to look into, because we have different parties that will be interested, will become our stakeholders of the social business, right? Okay. Now, this is a normal business model canvas. There are 9, I call it building blocks, okay? We can say building blocks. We have the customer segment. Who are your customers? Your value propositions, your marketing channels, your customer relationship, okay, your key partners, key activities, key resources, cost structure, and also revenue streams. Okay, if you look at the diagram, okay, the canvas, if I may use it, okay, in the right-hand side, it's actually, these are the building blocks that has been put into a canvas. So you have to answer all your building blocks into this canvas. So for example, customer segment, which classes are you creating values for? Who are your most important customers? And then you have also number 2, the value proposition, which is what core value do you deliver to the customer? What is the value, okay, that the customer will get whenever they purchase your product or use your services? And then which customer needs you satisfying? So basically, you know that in marketing, for example, it's actually about satisfying customer needs, right, and wants. So what are the customer needs and wants that you are satisfying? And number 3 is the channels. Is how do you actually communicate your products, okay, to deliver your product using a channel? So through which channel do your customer want to be reached? Which channel work best? How much do they cost? And how can they be integrated into your and also your customer routines? Now, channels nowadays is a very, very, we call it dynamic. You can see that now we are actually using the digital platforms such as social media platforms. And for example, now we are actually increase of usage of TikTok, okay, usage of Instagram and so on. So these are example of medium of channels that have been used. Okay, you can see that people are selling and buying through TikToks, people are selling and buying through Instagram. Has been phased out, so we can see that Facebook is more towards the older generation still using Facebook, but the younger generation, they are using TikTok and also Instagram. That this is the case of Malaysia. I'm not really sure about Indonesia. Probably it's actually the same thing, right? I'm not really sure, but the channel is actually something that we need to see how we actually want to deliver, right, our products to the customer using different type of channels. Okay, all right. And then number 4 is the customer relationship. What kind of relationship does the customer expect you to establish, and how can you integrate that into your business in terms of cost and also format? Because maintaining customer relationship is actually will be costly, especially if you have to maintain a very large database of your customers, and then you need to actually communicate the best communication to your customers. So this is actually something that we need to look into, how we want to maintain customer relationship. And as we have done before, we actually need to have a very large database of customers. And then we need to segment our customers so that they will receive, we call it the continuous information about ourselves, okay, about the company, and how actually this our company actually can benefit the customers. Okay, then we need to also answer the question about who will be our key partners. Okay, so who are the key partners? Okay, the suppliers. Okay, what are the motivation for the partnership? So if you look at, for example, if you are looking at the Islamic economy, there are a lot of what I call it partnership contract. Okay, we have the Mudarabah, we have the Musyarakah. The Mudarabah, we have people contributing capital to the business, and also Musyarakah, we have people who are actually into the business. They're we call it pouring, we call it capital, and also energies into the business. So key partners is very important. If you want to include the element of Mudarabah, Musyarakah, or any other partnership, for example, Musyarakah, Mutanakisah, and so on, these are also very important for you to answer. And then number 6 are the key activities. What is your business is doing? So if you are doing actually online business, so your key activities is selling and buying product online. All right. So your key activity, what key activities does your value proposition require, and what activities the most important in distribution channels, customer relationship, and also revenue streams. And number 7 is actually the key resources. What key resources does your value proposition require? Now, key resources, for example, you have to have your employees, maybe your technology, your platform, and so on. So these are the key resources, which is very important for the business to be growing and also to sustain in the market. So what resources are the most important in distribution channels, customer relationship, and also revenue streams? And number 8 would be the cost structure. So what costs the most in your business? For example, if you are opening a manufacturing company, so basically the cost of building the we call it the factory plant is actually a big cost of your cost structure. And also maybe you have to go pay for rental, you have to pay for electricity, and so on. So which key resources activities are the most expensive? We need to identify. And also we need to identify also what cost structure are fixed, what fixed costs, and what are the variable costs. So this is very important in your cost structure. And then number 9, revenue stream is very, very important for any business, whether it's profit maximization or social business, is the income that they will get from the customers. Revenue stream is very important because to sustain in the economy, to sustain in the business, your company must have steady income. So why we call revenue streams? Because it must be continuous, okay, into your company. So what is the value that your customers are willing to pay, right? And then, and what and how do they recently pay, and how would they prefer to pay, and what kind of activities and services that you offer that generate income for your company, right? So this is the question, okay? Maybe you want to use PayPal, you want to use bank transfer, okay? So this is how you want to get that income to your company, into your company. This is the, what I call it, the normal social business canvas for normal business, okay, for normal business. So this is how we lay it out, okay? So basically, you have all this, and maybe you can just use, for example, here, using a sticky note, okay? You put a sticky note on your, maybe your canvas, and then you can see, right? The idea, how the idea and how they can be interrelated to one another, right? So for example here, a customer segment, creative youth that want own design. Therefore, this is an example of a t-shirt. Okay, you want to sell t-shirts. So who are your customer segment? Who want to buy your t-shirt? Okay, so here you put, for example, creative youth that want own design. So basically, they want to design their own t-shirt, okay, their own t-shirt with their own design. So this is your customer segment, for example. And then how you want to get all the revenue stream, and what will be the cost structure, the customer relationship, the channels, okay, the value proposition, and then key activities, key resources, and key partners. Then you put all it together in a canvas, and then you will have to. Now we will see this one by one after this, all right? Now let's look at the first activity here, okay? First, okay, please answer the following question, okay? Answer these following questions, right? Well, then I want to move this. Okay, hold on. All right, you need to answer the question of how do you get customers, okay? How do you get customers? Okay, this is very important because you can have a business, but you don't have customers, then your business is going nowhere, right? So you need to answer this, okay? How, okay? We are going to get the customers. So how you want, okay, your business. So this is very important. Okay, maybe you want to use Facebook, what you call it, ads, okay, or you want to have your billboards or whatever, right? So this is how you want to get customer to know your, what you call it, your business. Then after successful getting a customer, how do you plan to connect and manage the relationship with the customer? So this is very important also. Now, if you have, like, for example, now if you are a small business going to start up, and then you can actually sell in Shopee or Lazada. Do you have that in Indonesia, right? So that is actually one way of how you want to get your how you call it, your business, okay, your product to the customer. Yes, okay, it is actually a very effective ways, okay, of to get your, what call it, your product to the customers. But here, one of the disadvantages is actually you don't have the customer database. You don't have the customer database. So this is actually something that you depend on Lazada or you depend on Shopee for you to be able to get your customers. So one thing which is very important here is that if you want to grow your company, I believe that you need to have your own database of customers, okay? So then only you can have a very good relationships with your customers, right? You know who are your customers in your database, and then you can send, for example, a birthday card. You can send, for example, Happy New Year note and so on. So you just send it by email. At the same time, you can also put newsletter every month or every quarterly. You can send newsletter to your customers. So this is actually, you are trying to do your promotion, your advertising towards your customer without having to pay a lot, okay? As you have to do it when you are using television, you are using Facebook ad and so on, because you already have your database, okay? Now just imagine if you have, for example, 1 million database, okay? And then these 1 million customers can get you 1% of 1 million database is actually quite a lot, okay, for you. Now, how do you determine the Ringgit Malaysia paid by the customer? What model approach is used? This also need to be answered, all right? And how much is charged to your customers? You calculate the return for the next month, next 3 months, and next year, and what asset do you have right now? So this is very important for you to answer, and this activity is very important, okay, in business model canvas. Okay. All right. Then you also have to ask, who is your partner? What activities need to be done and to spread your value proposition? And what are the fixed costs of your organization? Are the costs variable? Can cost for the next month, 3 months, and next year? Do the expected result reflect an increase in profit at the end of the expected period? So this is the thing that we need to answer, and then also be reflected in our plan. Okay, we have to do this. okay, before we venture into the real business, right? So then activity 2, we have to do the BMC. Okay, we do the BMC. So I've already explained this. So this is how you do the BMC. All right. Now, example here is like, for example, if you want to sell this, okay, this is actually an example that I've used in the class. Okay, basically, if you want to sell something like this, okay, this is like a chocolate bar. It's not a chocolate bar. It's actually energy. I call it food that can provide energy. Okay, provide energy for people who want to take care of their diet. Okay, they don't want to eat so much. They want to maintain their health and good health and so on. So this is actually combining certain what I call it products with the elements of dates. Okay, kurma, right? Kurma is actually we use it, and that is actually a food that actually we use when we eat, okay, when we open fasting and so on, right? So this is actually trying to see, okay, how we want to sell this product, okay, but we need to do it in a business model canvas. Then we can see how we are going to get to our customers, right? So business model canvas components, okay, as mentioned, I'm going to go into detail here. The customer segment. Customer segment refer to the target people or organization. You are offering value proposition. They can be divided into group of individuals or organizations that have similar demographic, psychographic, behavioral, geographical characteristic or multidimensional combination. So what we call here is market segmentation. Okay, market segmentation. You cannot sell your product just now to all people in Indonesia. Okay, if you do that, okay, we can say that you are wasting your money on promotion. Okay, because if you want to target all, say everybody can eat that, what I call it, that snack, okay, that bar, all right? So you are actually targeting to all, right? You are not specifically segmenting your customer and then you want to target that customer. So you will be facing high cost of promotional and advertising activities because you need to promote to all, right? So instead of promoting to all, you only focus on certain individuals or organization that you want them to buy your product. Okay, so sometimes, okay, we can say that they also do this, what I call it, the avatar, okay, your customer avatar. So you are trying to imagine, okay, how your customer looks like, okay, for example, whether he or she, all right, female or male. You're also looking at the age, right? Their psychographic activities, lifestyle, for example, maybe they tend to go for outdoor activities, a lot of outdoor activities and so on. So here you are already having a picture, a clear picture, who will be your customers. Do you get it? Okay, right. So this is very, very, very important in, okay, targeting your customers, right? And then company that identify underserved segment can then outperform the competition by developing uniquely product and services. Customer segmentation is most effective when a company offerings are tailor-made to segment that are the most profitable and serve them with distinct competitive advantages. So this prioritization can help companies develop marketing campaigns and pricing strategies to extract maximum value from high and low profit customers. So for example, in Malaysia, we have actually categorized our consumers, okay, or our society into B40, M40, and also the T20. So the B40 are actually household who have income lesser than 4,800 ringgit. So that we call the B40. Household income below 4,800. And then the M40 is between 4,008 until I'm not really, I don't remember, about 11,000, right? Then 11,000 and above are considered as T20. So if you already know your target, for example, if you are using this, we call it income categorization, so then you know what type of products and value proposition that you are offering to the customers. Okay, so basically, for example, using that example just now, okay, the bar, the granular bar, okay, so customer segment here, for example, university student who have a busy class schedule, individual who maintain a diet, working individual who often do not keep a nutritional schedule, individual who like snacks, individual who want like sunnah food. Sunnah food is actually, we can say that it's actually a combination of the sunnah, okay, food, which is, for example, eating dates, okay, that is actually sunnah, and okay, so then it's actually commercialized, okay, in Malaysia, for example. Individuals who like to travel and also want extra energy because it's easier for you to bring that snacks, okay, to when you are traveling, okay, so that you can actually reduce the time for you to be able to find, for example, halal food in certain countries or whatever. And then we look at this, the firm value proposition. According to Osterwalder, okay, a company value proposition is what distinguishes itself from its competitors. Value is provided through various elements such as newness, performance, customization, reliability in getting the job done, design, price, cost reduction, risk reduction, accessibility, and convenience. The value proposition may be quantitative, example, price and efficiency, or qualitative, example, overall customer experience and also outcome. So the main idea is that to make it easy, what the customer can gain or can reduce the pain. Okay, what the customer can gain or reduce the pain. These two elements here. Okay, why they need this product? Because you gain something. Why you need this product? Because you reduce the pain, right? So if you can answer this, okay, this basic idea, then it's actually very easy for the customer to understand and to buy your product. Okay, gain and reduce pain. Okay, gain and reduce pain, right? So basically, these two ideas, and then can be further, we call it divided into small, and also specific things such as the thing that I've mentioned just now, right? So the following example of value proposition concept and techniques, we call it the unique selling proposition, okay? USP, focus on what makes a product better than competition, and also feature, advantage, benefit, which is process that help an entrepreneur figure out what each of the product features means to customer, which enable the entrepreneur to address their concern, desire, wants, and needs, and start by listing the product features, and then consider the advantages it creates. Example, a knife that would not corrode. Okay, so that is one example. Okay, feature, advantage, and then the benefit. Right. Okay, finally turn into a practical benefit. Okay, so basically, for example, the knife just now, okay, because it does not corrode, so there is no need to buy a new knife every year. Okay, so that is the benefit. Okay, and then maybe you can use also points of parity or points of differences, point of parity and POP to POD, which is a process used to find differentiating factors between businesses. Okay, start by finding points of parity, the factors in common with competitors, then find the point of difference, the business aspect that is different to the competitor. First, what is your similarity? Okay, right? For example, I and you. You same and you and Y. What are the similarities? And then we can find what would be the differences. So here, there is something that we call it, you want to attract customers to buy, okay, from your product, okay, from your business, okay, because you compare, the first is the similarity of your product with the other, okay, competitors, then you want to show what is the difference and the uniqueness of your product as compared to the competitors. All right, then we have another one, which is unique value proposition, UVP, which is a strong focus on uniqueness, which make it less useful for the general market, but it is useful to a specific target market due to its unique features. So this is basically you are betting on your uniqueness of your product or your services. Some value proposition involve innovative technology, some simply deliver better services, other are mix of better product and services. Indeed, there are many different types, some of which are quantifiable, example, price, speed of service, and some of which remain qualitative, example, design, status, and also customer experience, right? So unique value proposition, basically you are the odd product in the business. You are very unique. Okay? You are the only one. So you can say that you can be the monopoly or the oligopoly in that particular industry, right? So this is something which is very, very interesting to look into. So for example, okay, if you look at the product just now, the granola bar, so we can just say that, okay, the value proposition of that granola bar is actually providing all sunnah food in one serving, a solution for diabetic patient who need sugar in nutritious food, portability for travelers to bring it to when traveling. Okay. Now let's look at marketing channel. A company can deliver its value proposition to its targeted customer through different channels. Effective channel will distribute a company value proposition in ways that are fast, efficient, and cost effective. This is the keyword. We want it to be fast, we want it to be efficient, we want it to be cost effective. So we don't want it to be using the normal traditional method, which is using television. You can use television if your segment, customer segment are watching television, but if you are targeting youth and younger generation, you might want to use other medium or other channels such as TikTok, Instagram, and so on. So the first decision to be made when trying to sell products or services, the target market is whether to sell directly to the target market or to use intermediary services. All right. So this is the brick and mortar versus the digitalized, I call it, business. So we have the brick and mortar, the traditional business. So you have to go and sell your products in the normal, what I call it, retail outlets and so on. But there is also another method right now. So which is looking as economy. So the gig economy. So you can sell directly to your customer using online platforms. And also this is actually increasingly, and the trend is actually right now, many people in Malaysia, for example, has switched, okay, or not really 100% switch, but which is actually buying from online and also buying offline. The trend is actually increasing so drastically after the pandemic COVID-19. So the common method of direct marketing include direct selling, internet marketing, catalogs. Okay, although direct marketing involves a simple and straightforward process, it does not always move goods from producer to consumer. So the idea is that you want your what you call it, your product to be moving, okay, from you to the customers, right? So this is very important. So basically, due to the lack of expertise, experience, and economy of scale, in order to be efficient, many companies rely on marketing intermediaries to market their product. Sometimes if you don't have the expertise, you need to get assistance from marketers, okay, to assist you in marketing your. So this is an example of marketing channel right now being used by many companies, okay, many business, many startups using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, blog, and also YouTube, okay, and TikTok. Nowadays they are using TikTok, okay, using TikTok. right? So for example, just now for the granular bar, okay, so the channels would be bloggers who have followers to promote product. So, or maybe influencer, okay, we call it influencer, pengaruh, right? The influencer, they can become the channels. So they can, you can actually hire them to become your promoter, okay, of your product. Okay, so have an IG, Facebook account, word of mouth promotion, create an agent system and connect with shop within the, for example, your university area. Okay, now let's look at the customer relationship. Okay, customer relationship are the type of relationship a company establishes with specific customer segments. Okay, customer relationship may be driven by one or more of these three motivations. First is customer acquisition, customer retention, and then increase sales upscaling. So basically, first, if you need to get your customer, okay, then you need to retain your customer to become what I call it loyal customer. Then you need to increase, which is the upscaling. Upscaling is actually you sell more to your customer. Study shows that it costs about 4 to 6 times as much to get a new customer as it does to keep a customer loyal. Hence, it's very imperative for companies to build brand loyalty. You understand what I'm trying to say is that the cost of getting one customer might cost you 4 or 5 times, maybe 10 times more than you maintaining your existing customer. Because if you imagine, okay, to get a customer, you need to do a promotion. You go for Facebook ads, okay, maybe Instagram ads and TikTok ads and so on, just to get a new customer, right? So the cost is much more higher as compared you maintain or service your existing customers. In just like what I call it, a click on a button of sending an email to your customer saying that, hi, how are you? Okay, happy birthday, right? So that is actually have a very big impact to your cost reduction in terms of marketing costs, right? So this example, okay, you have the CRM, customer relationship management. So basically, the idea in customer relationship is having a database. Okay, a database is very, very important for a business, right? So for example here, okay, in the case of granular bar just now, okay, you can see that buy one, get one box free, discount price, send SMS for new flavored release. Okay, for example, you have a new product, new flavor, then you send to your existing customer, trending on IG, coupon for repeat customers. You also can use coupon, okay, for repeat customers. Your key partners, now we look at the key partners. Key partners are the network of supplier and partners that make the business model work. Companies forge partnerships to optimize business model, reduce risk, and also acquire resources. For example, here, for the granular bar just now, example, we have JAKIM for halal certification, because you are, what I call it, trying to promote that this product is halal. So you need to have JAKIM and you need to have this halal certification. And then you have to also to have a very good packaging, right, for your product, for the granular bar. So you have to have a packaging supplier. You have to have also government agencies. For example, in Malaysia, we have MARA, SME Corp, Matrade, these agencies have, okay, we call it the businesses to grow their business. And then association of entrepreneurs, okay, also very important. And then also student association, because your target are students, okay, for your for that. Okay, all right, now that we have the key activities. So key activities that a company must do in order to make its business model work. For example, at a computer software company, the key activities include software development, and also then you need to market. Okay, you not only develop the software, but also you have to market the software so that it can become revenue for you. Okay, so your key activities must include both, which is software development and marketing. You cannot only do that, do what I call it software development, and without marketing, then there will no actually income, okay, generated from your activity. So the activities must also ensure that your income can be generated. You will be receiving your income. So another example, a consultancy company will concentrate on problem solving. Key activities are important in any business building block. So these activities will depend on the nature of the business. So if you are actually a restaurant, then your key activities will be providing customers with food, okay, in the restaurant. Okay, all right. So for example, the key activities for that particular granular bar just now is Sunnah food promotion and also the Sunnah food production. So you need to produce and then you need to promote or to do the marketing for that granular bar or the snacks that I've shown previously. Now let's look at the key resources. Key resources are the most important assets needed to make a business model work. Every business model requires them, and it is only through them that the companies generate value proposition and revenues. Key resources can be physical, financial, intellectual, or human. A microchip manufacturer needs capital-intensive production facilities, whereas microchip designer need more on human resources. So you can see the differences. Manufacturer of microchip, so you need capital-intensive production, which is you need the machines and so on. So it's actually capital-intensive. But for a microchip designer, then you need to have the programmers, more on the programmers to design the microchip, or maybe electrical engineers and so on. Okay. So for example, for the key resources for the granular bar just now, you need to have reliable supplier, experienced workers in food and manufacturing, and marketing staff, skill and digital and offline marketing. All right. Let's look at the cost structure. So the cost structure, the entrepreneur should strategize the best and appropriate cost structure to suit the project concept. Okay, the opted cost structure model will have to be aligned with the other activities in the business model to match the total products and services concept offered to customers. For example, E-Asia model is a low-cost model where customers are charged for product and services item that they choose when they purchase their ticket. So that is actually, if you have cost structure, you can say that some of you will be banging on the low-cost production, or maybe some will be go on for premium, right? So this is the thing that you need to consider. So for example, the cost structure for the granular bar just now is the rental, asset purchase, purchase of raw material, wages and salary, and also expenses for marketing activities. So that is for example of the granular bar just now. And then we also have revenue streams. So this is very, very important, because without this, we cannot survive, we cannot sustain, okay, in the future. We need the business to be sustainable. We don't want the business to be good in the first year, then the second year it diminishes from the market. So basically, revenue stream represent the cash a company generates from each customer product segment. An entrepreneur will have to strategize, modify his product and services to create attractive values for target customer. An entrepreneur may explore additional revenue stream through export market or online marketing, for example, lease idle asset to generate additional revenue. So if you look at example for that granular bar just now, okay, so the revenue stream is actually they want to get money, to get income from selling Sunnah granular bar, and then custom-made granular bar, selling other Sunnah food, and candy corner that uses Sunnah food, right? So that's how they want to get the revenue stream. Okay, then after you have done that, you have to put it on the canvas. Okay, so this is the canvas, right? So example here, Coca-Cola. All right. Now, as we know that we have covered about the business model canvas. Now I want to go into what I call it the social business canvas. So I'm just going to give some what I call it to see the audience are still with me or not. So we have okay, hold on. Where is the okay, hold on. I want to go back to the you can still see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to
Maybe if you want to open another application, you can stop it first and then.
yeah, I'm going to stop share first. So I'll just
Yeah.
see that my audience is still, the students are still here.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We need to
I'm
call
so-
them.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm so fast. Okay, maybe I'm too fast. You can just put a hold on me. So basically, now what I'm trying to go, we want to discuss from the BMC towards the SBMC, right? So the SBMC is a bit different as compared to BMC. So BMC, we have 9 building blocks. Then now we will see the SBMC. So I would like to just to discuss because just now one student has mentioned that SBMC is actually to increase value, right? Maybe anyone can actually say something about why do you need the, you mean social BMC? Because if youngsters, as youngsters, they can say that if you don't have profit for any organization, for example, non-profit, so how are you going to survive, right? Okay. So everybody needs that profit. Okay. So that
Yes,
okay. Any
exactly.
from the floor. Okay, from the students.
All right. So please, anyone who want to share your thoughts about the social impact in business? I would like to call maybe some of the students from the from this class. Yeah, here. Yeah. All right. All right. Maybe I would like to call wait a minute.
Okay. Nobody?
I think I need to call them first.
You need to call them.
All right. Theophany. Theo,
Yeah.
are you still here? Because some of them are not actually opening their camera.
Camera. All right. So
Yeah.
this is
I don't know
yeah.
whether. Yeah. Please, sir.
Okay. So if there is no one want to actually say
Well, maybe I would like to start the discussion with what about the awareness of maybe Malaysian youngsters in building
social business.
the social business. I mean, like maybe they have intention to
Okay,
yeah.
They do have intention, but the capability in terms of capital is not that. I mean, as a youngsters who have just graduated, for example, probably they don't have the capacity in terms of having a lot of capital, because this is not, I mean, to do it individually is quite difficult, right? They need to do is actually they need to have key partners from big organization to be able to provide seed money, seed money in terms of the startup of the social business. One thing is that I've also tried to do I call it one social business, but it actually does not cannot be sustained. Okay, I've tried to what call it open a social business, which is getting what I call it use clothes and use what I call it household products to a charity shop. Okay,
Mhm.
We managed to operate about 4 to 5 years. Okay, but before COVID, it closed down because the thing is that when we one thing that I make a mistake. Okay, when I make a mistake is that we have this what I call it the beneficiary of the project,
Mm.
but we do not have the customers.
All right.
Okay, so these customers is actually very important for us to get the revenue stream.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are a lot of people, okay, contributing their used clothes, they use household product, but not many are buying. Okay, probably the location is not really suitable for that project. Wise, it might not be suitable. So that's why the customers are not there. Okay, customers who want to buy and then I mean the idea is that that business is cannot break even lah, cannot break even.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if a social business can break even, then it can be sustainable.
Yeah.
Okay, break even
Yeah.
means that
True.
you can pay for your rental, you can pay for your salaries of your workers. Okay, then you don't need to have profit, right? You just need to be break even and
Mhm.
actually sustain for longer time lah, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you need to have key partners who are willing to contribute. Okay, for example, every month, okay, to assist in terms of maybe capital or maybe some donation and so on, so that
Yeah.
it can move the social business into another level. All right, so I'm going to continue on, okay, to the
All right.
social business model canvas. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right.
But still in Coca-Cola slides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is the social BMC. Now, you can see that we have more than 9 building blocks. More than 9 building blocks. So I've already highlighted some of the things which is new, okay, to the social BMC. Right? Okay. Now, key resources, this is normal. Okay. Right? The key resources is normal. Partners and key stakeholders also, we can say is normal. Cost structure is actually the same as BMC. Revenue is the same as BMC. Channel is the same as BMC. Now, the thing which is a bit different is value proposition. Okay. Your segments, your type of intervention, and there is a surplus. Okay, because we don't actually talk about profit. No profit. Okay, no profit. But we call surplus. Okay, all right. So now let's look at the segment first. Okay, segments here. So segments here, you have two parties. Okay, to have two parties, beneficiary and customer. Okay, the one that I've done last time, I only looked at this beneficiary. I didn't look at customer, right? So, for example, okay, you want to do a project, okay, let's say free food, okay, free food, or maybe whatever lah, okay, free food for students. Okay. So who will be the beneficiary? Can we get participation from student? Who will be the beneficiary?
The student.
Students, right? Beneficiary will be the students. Okay, beneficiary will be student because the idea is free food for students, right? Now this you can actually do this in your university, right? So the beneficiary will be students. Okay. Right? But who will be the customer? So you need to have food. Okay, this food need to be given to the student for free, right? But who will buy the food? Okay, so you need the customer here. Okay, customer who will be buying the food, and this food will be given to the student, right? So for example, you call it nasi apa? Nasi apa?
Nasi lemak.
Nasi lemak. Do you have nasi lemak in Indonesia?
We call it not nasi lemak, but nasi liwet.
Okay, nasi liwet.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So nasi lemak, okay, or the nasi, what I call it? Nasi
Liwet.
liwet.
Liwet. Liwet.
Okay, L-I-double
U.
W
Yeah.
ET.
E.
N-T. Yes. Liwet.
Okay,
Yeah.
nasi liwet. Okay.
Ah,
Okay. So you want to provide nasi liwet to the students. So let's say you want to provide every, is it morning, right? Morning, right?
Yes. Still morning, sir.
Still morning. So let's say you have like maybe 500 students.
Around that.
Okay. So you want to provide 500 nasi liwet to the students in UMY. Now, who will be buying this 500? Okay, the customer. Okay, the 500 nasi liwet, the customer here, right? So here you need to have two segments. One is the beneficiary, the other one are the customers. Okay? Boleh kah ni? Boleh faham?
Boleh, sir.
Okay, all right. All right. So, and then you have your value proposition. Okay, the social value proposition, basically because you are providing free food, your students will be learning with what I call it fresh nutrition, food, right? So you are focusing. So basically this is a social value proposition, right? Okay. So your impact measures will be every, let's say, because 500 meals per day. So in 1 month, you'll be providing, let's say your class is 5 days a week, right? Is it 5 days or what?
6 days, sir, because we actually on Saturday we don't have holiday.
Oh, okay. So you will have about 3,000 meals per month.
Per week. Oh yeah.
So is it 3,000? So sorry, it's
No, 5 times per week.
Five.
That's per week.
per week. Okay, 5 times 6. So you have about 12,000. Sorry,
12,000 meals
This
per
is per
month.
week. This is per week. Okay, then 12,000. 12,000 meals. Okay, per month. Okay, so basically this is what I call it very quantitative lah, very quantitative, right? So 12,000 per month, and then per year would be 144,000 meals. Okay, meals per year. So this is impact measure. So basically, you can actually provide meals for 144,000 students per year, right? So this impact, okay. Now, if you have this, okay, basically, we are trying to, for example, entice the state partners here. Okay, maybe the partners here, okay, will be interested to be your partners in providing meals for the student. Maybe your apa YB in there, what you call it?
Is YB?
Ah,
Is that the?
yeah, politician.
Oh yeah, yeah. The legislative person, something like that.
So your
Someone who are in parliament.
yeah, elected, we call it elected, maybe lah. Okay,
Yeah.
elected officer, right? So
Yeah.
okay, so maybe they are interested to sponsor the project. Okay, because if you have, for example, this person to sponsor all this, okay, so this is 144,000 meals. So basically, you will have covered the customer. Yeah, but also he will become your partners.
Mhm.
Okay, 144,000. Okay, so this revenue comes from your customer to here. So 144,000 meals. Okay, is actually how much, right? So let's say one meal. How much is one meal? Nasi liwet.
What nasi liwet maybe in 2 ringgits, maybe 2 or
Okay.
2.5 ringgits. Yeah.
So 2.5 ringgit. So 2.5 ringgit. So you get about 1 year. Okay, so 360,000. Okay, that is your revenue stream from this project. Okay,
Yeah.
360,000. But the cost structure is different, right? So the cost structure you need to see whether you have, if there is nothing that you are taking, you are doing it for I mean, don't want to have any profit or whatever. So it will be 2.5 here, 2.5 here. Okay, but that is not actually good because you need to pay for your key activities. For example, you need to pay your workers, okay, your salary and so on. So let's say that for the cost of the variable cost of the key nasi liwet is 2 ringgit or maybe 150 per nasi.
Yeah, around that with a
Okay.
small portion maybe.
150. No,
Yeah.
this the cost of the nasi liwet.
Oh, the cost. Yes. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe or 1
Yeah.
ringgit,
Yeah.
maybe 1 ringgit. Okay.
Yeah, 1 ringgit around that.
Okay. 1
For your
ringgit.
information, 1 ringgit is around 3,500 rupiah, something like that.
Ah.
Maybe.
So
Yeah.
the cost of one nasi liwet, what do you have in the nasi liwet?
Like shredded chicken and then half cut of egg.
Okay. Chicken also.
Chicken also, yes. Chicken, but
Okay.
shredded, sir. Just
Okay, shred-
like yeah.
Not the one
Not the
chunk. Okay.
yeah, not
okay.
one drumstick there. Yeah, just shredded.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shredded
chicken.
Okay, so the cost will be 1 ringgit. I think it should be okay, 1 ringgit.
Yes.
So if the cost is 1 ringgit, so basically the variable cost is 144,000, right? Then you will have rental, okay, maybe your office or whatever, okay. So the cost structure is actually similar, and also revenue is also similar. But here you need to also pay for your salary, right? Salary of your workers, salary of the people who are in the business. Okay, so then only this business can survive.
Yeah.
Correct. If there is no salary, for example, for the volunteers, do you think they can survive or not?
No.
No,
No.
it's very,
impossible.
very difficult if there is no salary, because basically they need they need also to eat, right? They need also to have family and so on. So basically, even though the social business is the operation is still the same as a normal BMC, except that they don't want any profit. So this profit is called surplus. Now let's say we have profit. Okay, let's say we have profit, for example, 50,000. Okay, so this profit is not being given back to the shareholders, but it will be developed or be used for increasing the activities of the social BMC. Okay, maybe it can be used to develop a system, okay, to ensure that the student can get, okay, every day and so on, right? So this is actually not to be distributed back to the shareholders, but to be used for the social project. Okay, all right. So the type of intervention is, I forgot to actually mention, okay, maybe you want to provide, for example here, provide food, okay. Okay, or maybe you want to provide services, okay. So services, for example, you want to provide free medical checkup, okay. So also this is example, okay. Okay, provide free medical checkup, okay. Or maybe you want to do tuition for for lower level, which is SMP or SMR.
Lower level SMP.
Okay, so tuition for SMP, right? So basically this is example, type of intervention that you want to do, right? Okay, so here the social BMC is different in terms of the segments, value proposition, okay, and also the cost. I forgot to mention, what do the customer value proposition? What do the customer want to get out of this initiative? Okay, I'm giving some example, but this is very crude example. Example, a customer who donate for this project, okay, maybe a company donate for this project, okay, which is 360,000. You can actually for tax, okay. So the donation can be deducted, okay, tax deduction. Okay, but this one you might want to ask the authority, how do you want to get tax deduction? What call it? Procedures, okay, for tax deduction, because only, for example, in Malaysia, only authorized social business or social entities can provide tax deduction receipt, something like that. Okay, all right.
Sorry for interrupting, sir.
Yep.
Is that the tax deduction is for the one who, or for a company who are involved in this project as a donator, something like that?
Yeah. The company who actually provide the donation. For example, here the revenue is actually 360, right?
Yes.
This revenue is actually must be paid by some companies or some elected. This one I'm giving some elected official, but this also can become from big companies, right?
Okay.
So these companies can actually pay, instead of paying tax, okay, they can actually get tax rebate, right? Tax rebate when they provide certain CSR, right? But
Okay.
I'm not really sure the rules in Indonesia, right? So if the company do CSR, okay, let's say donate to university. The companies donate to universities, but the donation come into this project, then this can actually become tax deduction.
Oh, I don't
for
think
example,
we don't have such thing in Indonesia.
Oh, you don't have, right? So
Yes.
okay, sorry about that. Okay,
But that's the
So-
thing. But that's very good way actually.
yeah.
To get to I mean, like, enhance the involvement of company in social projects, something like that, right?
Yes. So instead of they paying tax, they get rebate. Okay,
Yes.
they get
Yeah.
rebate for the amount of money that they spend in what call it, the CSR, right? So it can be tax deductible lah. So reduce the tax lah.
Mhm.
reduce the tax. So
Got it. So,
okay, this is customer value proposition, right? You can have another, what call it, value proposition for the customer. So basically, for example, if you are looking for your companies in your alumni, for example, okay, your alumni who have, you have actually is now the big shot in maybe in a very, what call it, large companies or banks, right? So they might want to give back to UMY, right? So this is customer value proposition. So basically, you need to have what are the customer value, what they can get from you joining your project, and also what will be the social value proposition, right? And then the impact measures here, I do it quantitatively, okay, saying that we can provide 144,000 meals a year for students, okay, in UMY, for example. Okay, all right. Okay, so do you see, actually it's similar between BMC and social BMC, okay? Only things that we need to categorize, okay, who will benefit, okay, in terms of social, who will benefit in terms of our customers, in terms of value proposition, what will be the impact measures, right? And then the segments would be 2 segments. The first one, okay, would be the beneficiary. The other one would be the customer, right? And then the type of intervention would be the thing that we are going to do. Where we are going for the intervention. So basically, it's more like a government. For example, if a government intervene into trying to reduce poverty in a particular area by providing, for example, food, what call it, or maybe providing education in that particular area. So we call it government intervention. Here, you are trying also to do the same thing. Okay, you are trying to mention what are the type of intervention that you are providing, okay, for your SBMC. So is it a workshop, a service, a product, and so on, right? And one more thing is that surplus. We are not talking about profit. We are talking about surplus, and this surplus is actually for the SBMC to expand and to grow, okay, its product or its operation, and also maybe it can be used in a new social project, okay, a new social project, okay, all right. Let's see. Okay. So beneficiary, okay, okay. So we need to identify who can be categorized as beneficiary. So an individual or a group of individuals who receive a benefit, profit, or advantage. For our example just now, students. Okay, students will benefit from the nasi lewat every morning. Okay, so they don't have to use their own money, but it's actually a program which is using social BMC. Okay, although not paid to the company, but must be taken into account in social BMC. So because they are taking it for free, right, the student, but still we need to put in the social BMC. And then we also have the social and customer value proposition. Make sure the company state the value of the product, services that encourage customer to buy without forgetting the significant impact on the community. So if they buy, for example, 500 nasi liwet every day, okay, maybe one day this company A buy, the second day company B, third day company C. So you can have many companies, right? Many companies or individuals to buy this 500 liwet, nasi liwet. So 500 nasi liwet times with 350 just now, right? Is it 350? 250. Okay.
250, yeah.
Okay. So 250 times 500. So it's only about 1,000. Sorry, it's not 1,000.
250 times 500 1,000 something, sir.
Okay. So it's not 1,000. It is 1,250.
Yeah.
Per day. Or in Indonesia is rupiah is
About 5 million something.
4 million.
4 million.
4.1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe for example, we will Monday, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, right? Because 6 days. So maybe Monday, company A. Okay, buy the nasi liwet. Then company B. Okay, then individu A. Okay, then Thursday maybe individu B. Friday maybe company C. Saturday maybe individu C. So these are all the customers, right? These are customers, but the customers must know, okay, what will be the social impact on the community. Okay, I want to ask you because if you do this project, okay, because UMY, okay, is in Yogyakarta, right? Okay. So who do you think the best customer segment that you can target for this project?
Anyone?
Anyone?
Individual, Pak.
Yes. Can you speak louder?
Can yeah, anyone can
Individual.
and just give some ideas who should you target, or can we target all?
Gimana,
I
Pak?
heard someone answer this. Can you speak louder? Bisa agak keras dikit nggak tadi?
Oh iya.
Keras sedikit.
Ya, Mas
Yang
Hidayat.
lebih yang lebih impact ke di Jogja ya, Pak ya. Tadi.
Ya.
Ya, customer
Itu
yang mana yang?
customer yang kalau untuk keuangannya lebih ke yang tidak yang ke grup yang apa? Iya.
Customer di sini kan donaturnya, Mas.
Oh, donaturnya.
Kira-kira siapa? Di Jogja.
Lebih gitu sih, apa yang per orang itu individual.
Oh, individual. Oke.
Oke, individual. Individualnya gimana?
Gimana, Pak?
Individualnya yang seperti apa?
Yang
pengusaha gitu, wirausaha gitu.
Iya, sebagai pembeli kan ini kan bahas tentang nasi liwet tadi kan, Mas nyambung tadi.
Iya.
Jadi yang dituliskan sama Bapak ini yang dari Monday sampai Saturday itu kan ada beberapa ya.
Iya.
Dari grup A, grup B, individual A, individual B. Itu menurut saya lebih ke yang A, B, C aja yang nggak ada grupnya itu.
Oh, jadi individual ya?
Iya.
Mungkin it's like an entrepreneur in Yogyakarta who donates in this project.
Wirausaha.
Wirausaha, yes.
Oke, individualnya wirausaha. Maksudnya mereka mempunyai lebihan uang.
Business. Ya.
Mempunyai lebihan uang. So maksudnya target customernya mesti orang yang mempunyai lebihan uang dan mau membuat sedekah, right?
Ya.
Okay. Dan juga company Kan ni ada company A, company B. So ini adalah apa itu yang dipanggil tu? Syarikat,
Ya, syarikat perusahaan.
syarikat ataupun perusahaan.
Ya.
Okay, ya, okay. So ini barulah kita ada target. Kalau kita customernya, kita kata semua orang di Yogyakarta. Jadi mungkin membuang duit kerana tidak efisien. Betul tak? Sebab bukan semua orang yang mahu mempunyai lebihan wang. Lebihan wang, extra money. Okay. Extra money 4.1 million. 4.1 million, 4.1 juta. Extra money untuk diberi kepada membeli nasi liwet dan diberi makan kepada siapa? Siapa yang akan dapat makan?
Student.
Everyone? The
Yeah,
student itself?
Student. Okay. Alright. So basically, these individuals and companies must know the impact that they buy the nasi liwet. Kenapa dia beli dan dia akan dapat bagi makan kepada student, dan student ni apa impak dia? So basically ini pun perlu dilihatlah dari segi promosinya bagaimana. Okay? Kalau studentnya sudah terima dan tahu siapa syarikatnya, contohnya syarikat apa yang besar di Yogyakarta?
Muhammadiyah?
No, that's not syarikat. Syarikat di sini perusahaan. Teman-teman.
Indomaret?
Okay, it's like a convenience store, like 7-Eleven.
Indomaret ya?
Ya, convenience store, Indomaret. Ya.
Okay, so basically Indomaret contohnya. Jadi Indomaret ni, okay, kalau dia nak, if Indomaret wants to be the buyer, okay, to be the customer, they spending 4.1 million, okay, maybe not every day lah, maybe one day. This is Indomaret. So what would be the significant impact to the community? So we need to give what would be the impact, okay, when they join the program, right? Okay, sebab tu kena ada dua, social and customer value. Okay, social and customer value. Alright, boleh ya?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Before we go through, sir, because I'm quite wondering about the key partners and the customer segment in this canvas. I think are they could they the same person?
They can be the same,
Right. Yeah.
Partners would be more than only the companies, okay, because they can become the partners, but also they can become the customers.
Yeah.
Right? Because they become the partners because they are actually having like maybe a direct interest in the student of UMY, right? So they might be having direct interest because they want to employ, okay, good quality graduates, okay, from the university. So they have some what call it stake there, but at the same time they also want to can become a customer by buying the what call it the daily package. Right? So at the same time, okay, for you to promote, okay, to entice the companies to sponsor, you might actually say that today is Indomaret sponsors. Okay, tomorrow maybe some other what's called it perusahaan. Okay, so they actually they can have that what I call it what they do actually can also impact their goodwill of the company
or their can we say like a brand image of their company,
Yeah,
right?
good image, goodwill of the guy. So basically, actually portraying good image, okay, of that particular company, because they also providing 500, what call it, meals, okay, for 500 students. So this student will be actually, okay, today I got sponsors from Indomaret, okay, and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And then for the impact measure, we need to actually clear thinking to articulate ideas related to measurable social impact. So just now, I just mentioned about very quantitatively, so we can be able to supply about 144,000 meals for the students, right? So this is also something which is, we call it very quantitative. So sometimes people want to say, to look in numbers, right? To look in numbers. And then one more thing is that maybe, right? So because I know that Indonesia is very good in developing wakaf. You know wakaf?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, UMY is also, is it based on wakaf or no?
Based on some of the not some, but most of the asset of WMY were from Wakaf. Yes.
Wakaf base. So basically, UMY is actually a very good example of the SBMC. Okay.
Yes.
So we don't have to go far. Okay. You you can look at the establishment of UMY, okay, and see, okay, how is actually UMY is actually a wakaf being converted from a wakaf asset, and then it actually can provide a social impact toward the overall economy, overall we call it social economic of Yogyakarta and so on, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it's actually the UMI is actually can also, you can actually put it in here, okay? But for we know that this the generation, the student, they are thinking about some new projects, right? So if you do these new projects, then you can think about it in terms of social BMC, right? So basically, for example, mostly, okay, like for Muslims, so they want to get the dunya and also the akhirat, right? So what do this, okay, for example, wakaf, and also for doing what you call it social business, it's actually because they want to have the rewards in the hereafter. Okay. Now,
yes.
I'm going to go into deep into this, what you call it, the element of hereafter, the akhirat, right? So basically, it is actually very, very compatible, okay, with this wakaf, with the social business and so on, which is actually social BMC. So basically, for the customer value, maybe you can say that this is for akhirat, right? So, but that is actually not that too quantitative, so it's quite difficult to have that in call it the SBMC, because it's very, very subjective in nature, right?
Yeah. It's very abstracting.
Abstract, but you know that one that we donate, for example, one that we donate is equivalent to 700. Okay, one that we donate is equivalent to 700. That is something that if you are using that as the what call it, the quantitative part, but this actually is just like example which is in the Quran, right? Saying that when you donate one, it's equivalent to 7 branches with 100, what we call it, benih, right? So 700 is equivalent to 700. So that's actually something that, but it's actually the thing that we should still example, okay, example. Okay,
but the thing is, if we put that kind of I mean, like benefit to the customer, they will like hesitate us. I mean, like
Yeah.
yeah, right.
I think we don't have to put it in terms of writing, but if maybe you can say that is you can say that verbally, right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Verbally still can convince them, right?
Yeah. All right. And then okay, for the surplus, okay, we need to understand, we need to plan and communicate, okay, to the customers, the stakeholders, to the suppliers. What do we do with the surplus? What do we do with the profit that we call surplus? Okay, and where does this surplus will be invested? Right? Because when you are talking about non-profit organization, we have to be transparent in terms of this. So we don't want to say that, okay, we are actually making money from this project. Okay, so basically the surplus need to be invested in other social business, or maybe to increase the efficiency of the SBMC social business and so on, right? So we need to plan and also communicate to the customers, the partners, okay, saying that, okay, if we have extra or surplus, for example, 10 million a month, this 10 million will be used for right? Right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is actually example here. Okay. Example, see the revenue is actually from optional donation. So the surplus, they want to do a marketing platform development, because maybe you can have like a digital platform, okay, for donators to see where the money goes and so on. Okay, this is actually for microfinance, SBMC microfinance. So you are providing microfinance toward the underprivileged entrepreneurs. Okay, microfinance to the small entrepreneurs, and then also this is actually an example of this, right? Okay. All right. So I think after we have done the what I call it, the BMC, the okay, or maybe the SBMC, we need to evaluate the BMC. So is it okay? Do the result exceed the cost? Okay. For example, do the is it negative or positive? Then try to calculate the revenue and cost for the next month, next 3 months, next 1 year. So here we can do a business plan already. So we start with a BMC, then we end with a business plan for the planning process. So what are the risks for your model? Okay, the most critical part in terms of profitability. Okay, what will actually make you profit or make you in the losses? So are there things, factor that can or should be changed to strengthen the model or lower the risk, right? So then we have to evaluate the BMC. And one more thing, that before I go to, further, okay, this one, okay, you need to have for your BMC, okay, right? You need to ensure that all of these must be related to each other. So you see, this is color, right? It's color. Okay, if you use, I call it the sticky note, you must have this color. If you don't have this color, then you need to have like this. Okay, you need to connect, okay, all of your strategy with each other. Okay, this one should be go distribution, okay, bottling. Okay. You can see, right? You cannot have this without that. Okay, so basically, you know, this, for example, okay, you have this one. So every must be connected. So this is also connected to this. Okay. Now, why is it there are two colors here? One is green, the other one is red because you have two customer segment, okay, two customers, large retail outlet and small shop. Small shop, you have a different strategy. Okay, see, they must be interrelated to each other. Okay, for key resources, I'm not really sure why is it not here for the small shop. Marketing, producing syrup. I think it's still the same. Okay, still the same. Okay, it's the same thing as this one. Right? So please make sure that every block must be interconnected. Okay, must be interconnected with each other. Okay. Then we have to validate the assumption. Validate because we are assuming. Okay. We have to validate, check the responses in each category based on the following criteria. To what extent what is written is true, fact or fiction, fact and numbers. Okay, auta means what is lies or something, right? List the assumption in different diagrams. So this is you need to ask yourself. Okay, where do you get a figure? Do you plug it from the sky? Okay, do you plug it from under the sky? For example, the figure of our figure just now, this one. Okay, where do you get this figure? Okay, 500. Okay, the figure of 1 ringgit, is it correct or not? Okay, 1 ringgit per what you call it, per nasi liwet. Okay, can we sell at 250? Okay, can we get this one? Okay, the company name. Okay, who are the companies? Really, who are the companies? Okay, is it fact? Can they actually contribute to the program or not? Okay, really, individual A have money or not? Okay, this one because you need to have money, right? Money. Individual A, do they have excess money for this project? Or if they don't have excess money, then they cannot be in the project. Okay, because they need to pay about 4.1 million for 1 day. Or maybe if you want to change the project, okay, instead of 4.1 million, you make it 400,000. So you have 400,000. Okay. So instead of 4.1 million, maybe 400,000 per program, which means that yes, the cost is 4.1 million. Okay, but we subdivided into 10. So people can donate 400,000. 400,000, is it affordable?
For some people, yes, maybe.
Okay, right.
For
But
some entrepreneurs, yeah.
okay, but compared to 4.1 million,
Yeah, it's more affordable.
yeah, right. It's more affordable for 400,000 instead of 4.1. So then we need to validate this. We have to validate. So that's why we need to think. Okay, so some people, yes, can pay 4.1 million, but whether we can get that 4.1 million. So then you need to discuss again, or maybe we can reduce it to 400,000 or maybe 410,000. Okay, so it can be divided into 10 people. Okay, to sponsor the food. Okay, so you need to have the list of assumption, okay, the question here, facts, and also the assumption. So activity 5 is prepare to face the customer. So basically different channel strategies, example, online users, selling process, customer capabilities, other individuals involved before the customer make the decision to pay, and service price option. So this is all the thing that you need to answer when you want to face the customer, right? Because we are going to see all these customers, okay, the individual customers A, B, C, D, E, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 10 people in 1 day. Then we need to have how many people in, for example, in 1 year. Okay, so probably you need to find all these customers 1 month in advance. So maybe they have to pay the donation in advance. Okay, so their donation will be for maybe next Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday and so on. So activity 6 is update information in the document. So who influenced the customer decision? Who is the potential customer? How is their profile? What are the stages and length of the sales cycle? And what is the best sales strategy that you can use, right? So this is all the thing that you need to answer. So the idea is that you want to go for social or normal BMC. What do you think?
What do you think, guys? You wanna actually build a social business, or you're interested to build this kind of business, or just chasing your profit as your top priority? What do you think? Anyone?
Is
Yes.
the
Yes, please.
kalau misalnya yang kayak bagi nasi tiap hari Jumat, apakah itu termasuk salah satu dari tanggung jawab sosial yang di-mention di sini?
It can be. Like most of mosque or masjid in Indonesia now actually providing foods every Jumat, sir.
Okay, that one can be organized.
Yeah.
Maybe for example, by let's say 3 or 4 or 5 students can organize it and then organize it for the masjid in Yogyakarta. Right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to do every day. Okay? You maybe will have to do only on Friday. Okay, so once a week. Okay, for that is actually example of a social project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it includes in this context, this social business project. You can do that, Mas Arik.
Yeah. When you do in this in the diagram, in the, what you call it, in the canvas, you can see clearly who will be the donators, where do you get the revenue, okay? How do you want to communicate with your donators, for example, and then who will be your key partners and so on. So definitely masjid will be the key partners. Okay, masjid will be key partners, and also this is the thing that you can see everything on the canvas. Okay, you can see everything on the canvas. Then you can do a very detailed, we can say business plan. Okay, so that you can know what will be the cost, okay, actual cost, then the revenue and so on. So basically, yes, it can be done, but this is actually, if you look at the donators that do during the Friday prayer, is they do it without any, just do it, right, without and whatever. So what you gonna do is that if you want it to be sustainable, all right, sustainable in long term with an effort of 3 or 4, 5 students maybe working together, then it can actually be done for masjid in Yogyakarta. Maybe you can use 3 or 4 masjid first, right? Or maybe 1 or 2 masjid, all right? Or maybe masjid in UMY only.
We always provide that, sir. Every Friday prayer. Yeah, we always provide some foods for students in certain numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Food, lunch, right?
Yeah, for lunch. Yes. Just
what about the woman?
The woman?
Yeah. There's a female student. Do they get the food during the Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's for everyone. Yeah.
Oh, everyone. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's for everyone. Yeah, but we actually provide that in masjid, in our masjid. Yeah, in our campus masjid. Yes.
Okay, so the female student also went to pray for Jumaat.
Not much,
Oh,
but almost not actually.
okay, but how do they get the food if they are not going to the masjid?
So after we've done with the Friday prayer,
Oh, okay,
the food is
afterwards.
still there, and then they can get it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So okay, I just want to finish okay, after we have decided. Okay, after we have decided, am I sharing the screen?
Not yet, sir.
Okay. Hold on, yeah. After we have decided to choose whether we want to go for a normal business or a social business, okay, then we need to go for the 7 steps here, right? So we look at who will be doing A, B, and C. So we actually dividing the task there. Okay, expected result, then we want to get the expected result, the due date, okay, the person responsible, generate demand and shorten the sales cycle, roadmap, strengthen the relationship with customers in the main target list, and also the development plan. So this is all need to be done, right? All need to be. Interestingly, because UMY is actually a lot of the activities in UMY is based on social business. So I believe that there is no problem for the UMY student to start a social business project. But first, you need to have that business which is viable, social business, and it can be sustained. Okay. Personally, for example, individually, you need to be able to get some benefit also, right? Which means that you need to have the salary lah. Okay, you need to have the salary, because if there is no salary, what difficult, right? For anyone to do, I call it, and then you don't have salary, that 100% fisabilillah, then it's quite, I mean, it's okay also, right? But in terms of, I mean, we want to have the both, okay, dunya and also akhirat. So with that, I would like to pass to Pak Miftah again to handle the Q&A session. So.
All right, thank you so much for the speech. It was very insightful from Dr. Nur Adli. But before we start the question, I just wonder about the surplus. Okay. Yeah, the surplus blocks in the social the social business model canvas. Yes. The thing is, to what extent the surplus itself still stays in a social corridors? Because sometimes when we do the social business, it's hard to convince the customer, in this context, that we do this sincerely. I mean, like, of course, we need to have the salary because many person involved in this project. But the thing is, sometimes they're asking about, you do the social project, but you still earn profit from this, right? So I mean, like, how to handle that? How to
that's why we need to be transparent on how surplus is going to be used. Okay. Mm-hmm. So because if the surplus is going to be used for social activities, then it's actually for social. But if the surplus is being used for the shareholders, it's actually a normal BMC.
Okay.
Right.
Because sometimes the money that we earn, from the project, sometimes it goes to the owner of the foundation, something like that, right?
Okay.
Sometimes,
that one is
because there was a case in Indonesia, one of the big foundation, big foundation, and the authorities actually the authorities actually sue this person, yeah, because of that kind of action.
Okay. That's the problem. Okay, that's the problem. So
Yeah.
A social business, you need to be transparent. Okay, you need to be transparent, and also you need to, I call it, inform. Okay, the public what is actually the surplus of the project will be used for what. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you are transparent, you're saying that okay, the surplus will be go back to the founder. Basically, if you know that, will you go and fund the project or not?
No,
Okay.
of course not.
So
Because they already I mean call themselves as a social business or social project, something like that, right? Yeah.
no, basically social project is actually for social. That's why the objective is for the benefit of the society, and that's why in the business model we can actually see who will be the beneficiary, right? Is either the society, for example, in the case the student, or the
Yeah.
founder.
Yeah.
Or the founder, right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing. Okay, so we need to be transparent in that. Okay, especially we know that there are so many social business is blooming. Okay, even in Malaysia, right?
Mhm.
I also ask what is actually they are doing, right? If they are actually, for example, there are cases whereby people using kids, okay, to get donation, saying that it's
Yes.
tough fees, but actually when we ask the children, can you recite something from the Quran? They can't recite something from the Quran. So as a Tahfiz student, actually saying that they are so they are actually manipulating. So this is the thing, right? So I hope that there will be regulation, rules and regulation that actually can right the blooming of social business. Yes, we know it's actually important, okay, for the economy, okay, which is, for example, look at the usage of wakaf,
Mhm.
okay, and we are also promoting in Malaysia. We are also promoting the usage of wakaf for the development of the society and economy, right? So basically, that is actually a social business model that actually can benefit for the society. And there is no wrong for the group of founders to have salary, okay, right? Firstly, they can get the salary, and also they can also have a certain portion of that profit or surplus, right?
It's allowed.
No, I think it should be allowed if if you are transparent. For example,
Okay.
if you are transparent, you say that okay, you be using mudorabah concept or maybe musyarakah concept. So
Mhm.
portion of it will be shared, okay, between the entrepreneurs, okay,
Mhm.
in the society, and the person who will be receiving the beneficiary, right?
Mhm.
So they can actually, but you have to be transparent, right?
Okay.
You have to be transparent. Okay, so basically transparency is very, very important, okay, in terms of that. But as, for example, I've done the, what I call it, the social business. What we really want to do is actually, we just want to get break even. Okay, for me, as a robot man,
Okay. Yeah.
I just want to get it to be break even so that their business can continue, okay, in the future. Because if you have break even, okay, all your salaries of the employees are being paid, rental being paid, then business is okay.
Mhm.
The idea is just to get break even.
Yeah.
If you cannot get break even, for example, every month, now let's say it's a small, you're doing a small project, but every month you have to take out your money and then finance the,
Of course, yes.
it will be difficult for you because
Yeah.
you're also having like your what you call it, capability, your affordability, right, in terms of your income and so on. So, but if your if your income has been taken from your, let's say, your monthly income, and then into that project, add a big large chunk of your income, then it's going to be problematic for you and your family, right? Because you
Exactly,
need to,
exactly.
you need to what you call it, oversee your family first, then only your society. Okay, that's how Islam said. You look at you first, then your family, then your society. Okay,
Mm.
the people for the outward. Okay, from your
Environment, yes. All right, so I think it's time to have the discussion. Yeah, anyone, please raise your hand first before we call you to deliver your question. Please, anyone? Oh yeah, my colleague of mine just updated me about the tax deduction. Pak Taufik is here, right? Actually.
okay.
Yeah.
Hello,
Pak Taufik.
Taufik, how are you?
Just
Great,
update me
Doctor. How
about
are you?
about the tax deduction. We have such thing
Yes.
in Indonesia actually.
We,
For those who
okay.
conduct the CSR, specifically for the education, for disaster. Yeah, we do have such thing in Indonesia.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the update. All right.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know that. Do you have anything to discuss, Pak Taufik, maybe? About
Okay.
because I think it relates to your research, right? About crowdfunding, right?
Yeah,
Oh
sure.
yeah, you are doing crowdfunding?
Yes.
Yes, doctor. But my focusing is not like donation or something, but I search about the behavior of the female entrepreneurs in crowdfunding. Yeah, in my paper, I focusing on how female entrepreneur behave toward success in crowdfunding or failed in crowdfunding. After this one, I make sure they will think to continue to the next attempt or not. I think it's like something like examining about the persistence of the female entrepreneurs.
Okay. I just want to backward for a bit because I mean the entrepreneurs they have this crowdfunding facility.
Sure.
Okay, in Indonesia.
No. My sample from US crowdfunding.
US.
Yes, it's called Kickstarter.
Okay, not from Indonesia.
No. It's for US, but it can everyone can join all of the world.
Okay. So the crowdfunding is actually what's the name of the crowdfunding?
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter. Okay. So
That's right.
Okay. So you want to see whether the female entrepreneurs, why female entrepreneurs only?
Yeah, because just I find about some papers that female entrepreneurs, so much discussion about the female entrepreneurs such as their behavior, because many paper thought that female behavior is they risk averse, they low self-confidence, something like that. So I apply it into the crowdfunding.
Okay, so you have the result yet? No, not yet.
Yes, already.
So it's a survey. Is it a survey?
No, it's from the secondary data.
Secondary data. Okay.
Yes, that's right. I use the statistical tools then.
So the secondary data is actually provided by the company.
Yes, in Kickstarter we can download it because they already have the database. We can download all of the project and who they run the project and the amount of the project, the goals, etc.
Okay, I'm just wanted to ask, okay, about the crowdfunding, because this is related to social business also.
Sure, because many projects, social project there.
Yeah, it's actually a social business. So
Yeah.
basically crowdfunding is actually one of the platform that they can actually get the donation or for the partners came from this. Okay, basically, now if we look at the crowdfunding, what I call it okay, for example, for the Kickstarter, is it they have to pay back their capital being invested, or is it donation?
Okay. I think Kickstarter is not for donation crowdfunding because mostly that project there is for the profit-oriented project, something like that. So
Profit oriented.
that's right. This is reward-based. That's called reward-based crowdfunding because there is in Indonesia. I think we also have the social crowdfunding or donation crowdfunding, like what is Pamita, kitabisa.com or something.
Yes, kind of that. But the thing is,
Okay.
Kitabisa is more social.
That's right. That's right.
But,
It's
but
donation,
in your
right?
research, I think it's more profit oriented,
That's
right?
right. That's right. Profit oriented.
They give their money to some type of business, but they don't actually expect the return, right?
That's
Is
right.
that
Because
what is happening in Kickstarter, right?
that's right. Because in my
Okay.
my research in Kickstarter, they have something like mechanism that called all of nothing. Because when your goal is not achieved, you get nothing. You don't bring the money. You don't
Okay,
bring the money.
I have one student, actually Naila, actually raising her hand. I have one PhD student who's doing P2P lending.
Sure.
P2P lending, but she's doing the P2P lending, but looking at the Malaysian context. So, and also focusing on the Islamic financing, P2P. Right?
Yeah.
Almost like crowdfunding, but the P2P is they are looking at the return.
Yeah.
They're looking at the return. So the Kickstarter, they don't look at the return, right?
Not return as in a money, but we can also use reward based. You can use using like you get the discount from the product with the project is goals, for example, or you get the member for the lifetime. Something
Okay. Member lifetime member. Okay.
Yeah.
Or not to become the shareholder.
No. Because I think there is a kind of the crowdfunding to accommodate that. We also have the debt and equity crowdfunding as well.
Okay. Yes. All right. So basically, but before going to the idea is that, then we have to start from the BMC, the SD.
Sure.
Then
Yeah.
That's this idea for the students, so that you can see how they want to develop. For example, maybe a crowdfunding platform or a social business platform, whatever. Okay, then you can start with the BMC lah.
Yeah. I just underline about the discussion from Pak Miftah just now that about what is trust in social project, because in the crowdfunding itself, when people put the project to the crowdfunding and the project is contain the social matters, and so still I think the trust still become the consideration for supporter
the big issue.
That's right, to pick the to join invest their money to the social project. So I think it's related with the in crowdfunding itself, the trust is still become more issues in social business.
Yeah.
That's right.
So the trust issues in business also, you must have trust first. Then only you can get your product to be sold. If the customer business or your product, then you will have customers, right? Okay. Pak Miftah ni Naila.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a question, I think, Pak Miftah.
Yeah, I would like to call Naila because she's been raising her hand, for sometimes. Naila, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I have
Would you
question.
please to turn on the camera?
Actually, I already turned it on, but my camera is seems broken.
Okay,
I don't know
okay,
what's the
that's
reason.
okay. Please.
Okay, my question is, do you think normal business owner must have social responsibility, and what the reason? Because I believe what we get must be returned, like it's on our consciousness. Thank you.
All right. So
Again, the question again.
Do
again,
you think
Naila.
normal business owner must have social responsibility, and what the reason? Because I believe what we get must be returned, like it is based on our conscience. Thank you.
Okay. So maybe it's like the normal business who are, I mean, profit oriented, still have the social, like social purpose to give back to the society, or to give some returns or benefits to the society. Yeah, something like that, sir. And what's the reason, or what makes that important?
Okay. Now some business can do that. Conventional business, for example, okay, they do business as normal. What they want to do is actually they want to make profit. Okay, they want to make money, but at the same time they also contribute to the society back doing CSR. Okay, so their objective is very simple: make money, right? Make money, right? So CSR is actually small portion of their, we call it, operation, and it's actually not compulsory for them to do CSR or to do donation. It's up to them, right? But for a social business, which is with the objective of, we call it, want to benefit the society, want to increase the living standard of a certain community, for example, they have this objective of social impact, okay, towards the nation, for example. So their main objective is not profit, right? Their main objective is not profit. They just want to get the project to be done so that it can be, it can have a very good social impact towards the targeted people, right? So here, we can say that, okay, people can say that, okay, doing a normal business also doing good also, and also can bring pahala also. But they are actually looking at a much larger scale of rewards in the hereafter, for example. So, or maybe the reward of seeing the community to be better, okay, in terms of socio-economy, or in terms of how I call it, education and so on, right? This is supposed to be done by, for example, let's say a leader of a nation, for example, leader of a community. So they want them, okay, if they want to do the business, is the purpose for the business is to benefit the society, and at the same time, business can survive, right? Instead of doing it in one-off only, project one-off, done, finish, right? So it can be a sustainable business, but this is for social. Okay, I think that actually can answer why some people want to do this, okay, why some people want to do that, right? So basically, it depends on your objective. So if you want to benefit for for you yourself and your company, then profit maximization lah, okay, normal business. But if you want to benefit the society, okay, at the same time you want also to have salary, but you want the idea is that you want to increase the what you call it, the economic or socio-economic of the nation, then SBMC is the best one. Okay, especially for the Congress leaders, okay, whatever, right? So they do this for the benefit of the nation. Okay.
Can we say that, in other words, the key performance indicators of social BMC or social business, yeah, is actually the how far or how's the level of the impact towards the society?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, because maybe
The KPI. Yeah.
yeah, the KPI, but because if we see the normal business, the I mean, like,
KPI is profit.
yeah, the profitability, right?
Uh-huh.
But in social business, we need to see the how impactful the business
Yeah.
towards the society, right?
Yes.
And the number two is the profit, because we have to cover the all the costs,
Yes.
and then we have to
You don't have to have profit as long break even is okay.
as long as break even is okay. All right.
Yeah. No need to have
Okay.
as long break even. That is actually saying that you can pay your rent, you can pay your workers, you can pay salary, you can pay everything. Then the cycle we can actually break even also will be okay, right? So
Yeah.
you have to have profit, millions or billions of profit, okay, but it's just want the project to be sustainable, to be able to survive on its own, okay?
Yeah.
Right? So you don't need to have like, what I call it, to have investors to keep on pumping money, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you have to have investors to keep on pumping money, then basically it's not survivable life, because it's actually making deficit every year, deficit.
Yes.
The investor have to pump in money, then it's not sustainable. Okay, so break even is the crucial part. Okay, that if you have surplus, then it's a bonus. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So
we have another one.
Yeah, one more question before we end this session, maybe? Anyone?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Yes, Bakari. Bakari is actually a student from, where do you come from, Baks?
I come from Gambia, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, please.
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to ask this question. I believe social business is a very important issue. Actually, if I want to establish a business, I want to be so much impactful to the community. I want to be a benefit to the society in where I operate. So my question is, if social impact is beneficial to the society, how do you measure that? Like, how do you know you have been impactful to the society? How do you measure the benefit to the society?
Okay, Mr. Bakari, okay, from Gambia.
Yes, actually.
So how do you know the program? So can I just ask Mr. Bakari?
I am a student in the University of Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta in the same faculty as Pak Miftah is teaching. So he is actually my lecturer. And then we got the information to join the course.
Oh, okay. So you are a student from UMY. All right. Yes. Basically from Gambia. Okay. So basically, as I've mentioned before, so the measure of, we call it social impact, you can actually, using my example just now, okay, of nasi liwet, right? Nasi liwet. So
yes, sir.
How many students actually being provided with nasi liwet every day? So you have 144,000 meals being provided in a year. So that is actually in quantitative, I call it measurement. Okay, so we can measure that in quantitatively, because sometimes some people say, how do you want to measure this objectively, right? So from that, actually, you can show that you have already provided 144,000 students with nasi liwet in 2023, for example. Okay, or if you are doing other type of business, the same thing you can actually show. Okay, how do you actually provide the social impact? For example, if you are providing education, okay, for fun for certain people, right? So you can actually put all the students that have actually received the funds, okay, and then they are learning in which university and so on. So that is an example of what we call it, the KPI measurement that you can actually put into quantitatively, but subjectively can also put, okay, but it's difficult to measure, okay, because if you want to measure something, it must be quantitatively measurable, right? Would that be okay, Mr. Bakari?
Yes, sir, that is okay. I understand. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
All right. Thank you, Bakari, our student from Gambia. Yes. So I think it's already Zuhur, yeah, prayer. And I think
we are still not yet. Okay, in Indonesia.
Still not yet, sir. How many minutes?
Zuhur is about 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock here.
Oh, 1 o'clock. Okay, 1 o'clock. So half an hour. Yeah.
So yours already, Zuhur, over there?
Yeah, Zuhur already.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Okay. So I think this was very insightful discussion, yeah, about this BMC, yeah, as a basis, as a fundamental to build the social business, yeah, that we can actually actualize that in the social business model canvas. But this is not the end yet, guys. Yeah, the next session of Dr. Nuradli will be delivered in the next Saturday. Yeah, so please mindful with that, and also check the schedule. And of course, yeah, I've given you the assignment to summarize all this discussion. Please don't forget to submit, yeah, prior to the deadline. Dr. Nuradli, thank you so much for the speech. I think we need to take the picture of this first. Yeah, please, the operators from the international program. Yeah, and for all students, please give your best pose. Yeah, turn your camera on and give the best pose. Yeah. Okay, everyone, please. Yeah. And is there someone from USIM as well, right?
Just now, yeah, I've seen quite a few. I'm not really sure are they still here or not.
Okay, welcome to this session for all USIM fellow. Yeah. Okay, can we start the picture, the photo session? Yeah. Regina or who?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. You can count that.
I'll start
right?
counting. 1, 2. Wait. The connection is unstable.
Wow. That's,
Okay.
why
1,
is that happening?
2, 3. Cheese. Once again. 1, 2, 3. Next slide. 1, 2. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
so much.
Alhamdulillah. Now we've come to the end of this session. Yeah, please. Yeah, Dr. Nuradli still have one more session next week. Yeah. Okay, and then I think we shall end this class with Hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you once again, Dr. Nuradli, Pak Taufik, and all the students who are attending here. Wabillahi taufik wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.